Football is often called the beautiful game, but what happens when this beauty turns into chaos? One such match is the infamous Battle of Nuremberg, a match so fierce that it redefined the boundaries of fair play and sportsmanship. In this video, we will be exploring what exactly happened during this match, why it turned into a battlefield, and whether it's truly the most violent match ever in football history. Let's get started. The Battle of Nuremberg, which took place in Nuremberg, Germany, on 25 June 2006, was a round of 16 match between two European powerhouses, Portugal and the Netherlands, during the FIFA World Cup. It was a game between the two teams in a quest for a spot in the quarter-finals. From the outset, the match was expected to be a tight contest. The pressure was obvious, with both teams having strong chances of advancing deep into the tournament. This was not just a match. It was a collision of footballing titans. The match ended with Portugal winning 1-0, but it is remembered more for the chaos on the field than the scoreline. A total of 16 yellow cards and 4 red cards were issued, leading to both teams playing with 9 men each by the end of the game. The match is often cited as the most ferocious in World Cup history due to the aggressive and often reckless play by both teams, which overshadowed the actual football. Now that you have a snippet of the battle, let's explore where it all began. Long before the Battle of Nuremberg, both Portugal and the Netherlands were considered strong contenders in the World Cup. Portugal had won all of their 3 group stage matches, and the Netherlands were also unbeaten all through their 3 group stage matches. Portugal, led by manager Luis Felipe Scolari, had a talented squad featuring the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Luis Figo, and Deco. The Netherlands, managed by Marco van Basten, also had a strong lineup, including Arjen Robben, Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Mark van Bommel. The anticipation for this match was high, as both teams were known for their attacking style of play. However, what unfolded on the pitch was far from the beautiful game that fans had hoped to see. The match started off with high intensity from both teams, and it quickly became clear that this was not going to be an ordinary game. The first yellow card was issued within just 2 minutes when Dutch defender Khalid Boulahrouz delivered a brutal tackle on Portugal's star winger Cristiano Ronaldo. Boulahrouz was shown the first yellow card of the match, but this was just the beginning, setting the tone for what was to come. After some minutes, the Dutch midfielder, Mark van Bommel, picked up a yellow card for lunging foul on Ronaldo. Consequently, the Portugal striker Manish committed a foul and was issued a yellow card. The players from both sides were aggressive, and the tackles were reckless. Each tackle seemed to provoke an even harsher response, and the tension was obvious in every corner of the pitch. Players who were usually composed were seen arguing with the referee and opponents, while tempers flared both on the field and on the sidelines. The Russian referee, Valentin Ivanov, who was appointed to oversee the match, struggled to maintain control of the match. He later became one of the central figures of the game, not for his control, but for the lack of it. As the first half progressed, the number of fouls and yellow cards continued to rise. By halftime, there were already 5 yellow cards, and the tension between the players was even more. So, it was clear that the second half was going to be even more chaotic. The first half of the match was intense, but the second half of the match was where things truly spiraled out of control. It was a full-blown eruption of recklessness. The match saw a series of aggressive tackles, with both teams displaying a blatant disregard for the rules. The fouls became more frequent, and the challenges more dangerous. One of the most infamous moments came when Portugal's Deco and Dutch midfielder Rafael van der Vaart clashed in a heated exchange that saw both players booked. The referee, now visibly struggling to maintain control, handed out yellow cards with alarming frequency. In the 59th minute, the first red card was shown to Costinha of Portugal for a second yellow card offense. In the 63rd minute, Khalid Boulahrouz of the Netherlands was sent off after receiving his second yellow card for a foul on Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo, who had been targeted by the Dutch players throughout the match, was forced to leave the field due to injury. This incident only fueled the animosity between the two teams, and the match descended into chaos. In the 78th minute of the match, Deco of Portugal received a red card for a second yellow card offense after a reckless challenge on Johnny Heitinga. Consequently, Costinha of Portugal was not left behind in the issue of the red card due to his foul play. This was followed by Giovanni van Bronckhorst of the Netherlands receiving a red card in the 95th minute for his second yellow card. The game became more about survival than skill, with both teams seemingly more intent on causing damage than scoring goals. But there's still more to this match. Let's find out. The end of the match was more shocking than the beginning. By the end of the game, the number of players in each team had reduced to 9, and the referee had issued 16 yellow cards and 4 red cards, setting a World Cup record as the most card-filled match in World Cup history. The match ended in favor of Portugal. As the final whistle blew, Portugal emerged as the winner, securing a 1-0 victory, thanks to a goal by Maniche in the 23rd minute. However, the match was not remembered for its scoreline and actual footballing brilliance, but for its violence, the record number of cards issued, and lack of sportsmanship. The game faced a series of criticism from media and fans, which brought changes in the history of football. The fallout from the Battle of Nuremberg was immediate and widespread. The global football community was stunned by what had transpired on the pitch, and the match quickly became infamous. Both teams expressed frustration and anger over the match's events. Portuguese coach Luís Felipe Scolari was vocal about his displeasure with the officiating, claiming that the referee had lost control of the game. Dutch coach Marco van Basten also criticized the referee, but admitted that his players were not blameless. Cristiano Ronaldo, who had been forced off the pitch due to injury early in the game, publicly stated his disappointment, not just at being injured, but at the overall conduct of the match. "It was more of a battle than a football game," he lamented in post-match interviews. The governing body of world football also addressed the issues of the match. FIFA president Sepp Blatter was quick to condemn the actions of both teams, calling the match a disgrace and shame. He also criticized the referee, stating that Ivanov should have shown a yellow card to himself for his poor handling of the game. However, some support the referee, arguing that the players were equally to blame for their reckless behavior on the pitch. The Battle of Nuremberg has since become a reference point for discussions about violent football matches, and was subsequently ranked as one of the most shocking moments in World Cup history. It is often cited as an example of how a game can go wrong when emotions run high and the referee fails to maintain control. The match also prompted FIFA, the governing body of world football, to reassess its rules and the way referees were instructed to handle high-stakes games. The Battle of Nuremberg is often called the most ferocious match in football history, but it's not the only one. To understand its place in football's history of ferocious games, let's compare it with 2 other infamous matches, the Battle of Santiago and the Battle of Highbury. First, let's talk about the Battle of Santiago. This match took place during the 1962 FIFA World Cup in Chile, between the host nation, Chile, and Italy. From the start, it was clear that this was going to be more of a fight than a football match. The tension between the teams was high, even before the game started, partly unfavorable media reportage before the match. This fueled anger in the Chilean team and fans, leading to an explosive atmosphere on match day. When the match began, the violence quickly escalated with the first foul at the start. Within minutes, punches were thrown, and kicks were aimed at opponents instead of the ball. The referee, Ken Aston, struggled to maintain any control. At one point, police had to intervene to break up the fighting. One Italian player, Humberto Maschio, had his nose broken by a punch from a Chilean player. Despite the chaos, the match continued, with Chile eventually winning 2-0. The match is often remembered as one of the most brutal matches in World Cup history, with little actual football played amidst the recklessness. Another ferocious match is the Battle of Highbury, which took place in 1934 during a friendly match between England and Italy. But this match was anything but friendly. The match took place at Highbury Stadium in London, and it was seen as a fight for national pride. Italy had just won the World Cup, and England, who had not yet participated in a World Cup, wanted to prove they were the best team in the world. The match was rough from the beginning, with England taking an aggressive approach. Within the first few minutes, Italian players were being injured by heavy tackles. The game quickly turned fierce, with broken bones and harsh fouls on both sides. England's captain, Eddie Hapgood, had his nose broken, while Italian star player, Luis Monti, broke his foot but refused to leave the pitch. Despite the brutality, the match continued, with England winning 3-2. The Battle of Highbury is remembered as the fiercest match in football history, with physical violence and aggression prevailing over football rules. It became a symbol of how even a friendly match could turn into a fierce encounter when national pride was on the line. So, how does the Battle of Nuremberg compare? While it may not have involved as many punches or recklessness as that of Santiago or Highbury, the sheer number of cards and the chaos on the pitch make it stand out in modern football. In the Battle of Nuremberg, 16 yellow cards and 4 red cards were shown, which is a record in World Cup history. Unlike the other battles, where violence was more physical, the Battle of Nuremberg was marked by reckless and aggressive play that led to a complete breakdown of discipline on the field. If you think you've seen it all in football, think again. The Battle of Nuremberg is a reminder that even the most disciplined athletes can lose control. Do you think this was the most violent match ever? Or do you have another match in mind that deserves the title? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on football's most unforgettable moments. Thanks for watching.